for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All board members are present this evening.
Okay, our mission statement here at Madison-Grant United School Corporation is that Madison-Grant is an innovative education community empowering students to be future ready. And our vision statement. Not wanting to move. How about to inspire, cultivate, and promote excellence in every Argyle? Public expressions. The public is always invited to speak before the board. Please stand when recognized by the president and state your first and last name. Comments should be addressed to the board and be limited to items on the agenda. No complaints or accusations regarding personnel can be allowed during this public discussion time. A time limit of 3 minutes will be given. If more than one person is represented for a group, only one spokesperson will be heard. There is an opportunity for additional comments on non-agenda items towards the end of the meeting. Hearing none. So our spotlight this evening is Mr. Andy Van Ness, and he is here to present on the Madison-Grant Alumni Association. So, Andy, welcome.
Thank you. Well, greetings, everyone. As it says, I'm Andy Van Ness. I'm a 1982 graduate of Madison-Grant, and I'm currently serving as the president of the newly formed Madison-Grant Alumni Association. And on behalf of the association, I'd like to thank former Superintendent Steve Bohr, as well as all of you here, for the opportunity to speak to you about our new organization. I'll first start off in the beginning, how this kind of got started several years ago. A friend and fellow alumni brought up the idea of hosting an alumni gathering at one of the football games. And we reached out to the school at that time, but nothing materialized, and we kept kind of rehashing that for a few years. If you recall, this last fall, the Madison-Grant Athletic Department, along with a few fellow alumni and myself, we hosted the very first alumni night at the football game on September 26th. And that alumni night also served as a starting point for the Madison-Grant Alumni Association. So as of now, what has been established as of now, we have officially constructed the Madison-Grant Alumni Association to consist of a board of directors with officers, and we have our U.S. Department of Treasury Internal Revenue Service identification. We have completed our filing with the state of Indiana for 501c3 status, and we're waiting on confirmation for that. We've also set up bank account and a PO box. Other board members, I will tell you, Randall Collins is the vice president, Angie Armstrong secretary, Jerry Ainsworth is treasurer, and we have at-large members Eric Draper, Beth Jones, Melissa Stanley, TJ Herniak, and just as of a little while ago, Marlo Brewer. So we've completed the following formal documents for our organization. We have a statement of purpose, which you have a copy. I'm going to go over that in a minute. We've completed bylaws, conflict of interest policy, membership donor levels and membership form, policies for scholarship and grants committee, a teacher grant application form, and additional policies and forms are in the works. But our purpose, the statement of purpose of the Madison-Grant Alumni Association is as follows. The Madison-Grant Alumni Association is organized exclusively for charitable and educational purposes within the meaning of Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code. The association exists to foster a lifelong connection among alumni, support current students, and advance the mission of Madison-Grant schools. Specific purposes of the association include promoting alumni engagement and community unity through communications, reunions, and social events, supporting educational programs by providing scholarships, grants, and resources to students, faculty, and staff. We want to preserve the history and legacy of Madison-Grant Schools by acquiring, maintaining, and sharing memorabilia and historical records. We will be encouraging volunteerism and participation by mobilizing the talents and time of alumni to benefit school programs and initiatives. And lastly, raising and distributing funds for charitable purposes that enhance academic, athletic, cultural, and extracurricular opportunities at Madison-Grant schools. Moving forward, as we move forward in continuing to build this organization, I, along with the board of directors, will be focused on these three areas. First and foremost, membership campaign, which we are getting ready to launch tomorrow, and fundraising. So we want to build the membership and raise funds to support the charitable purposes mentioned previously. Continued development of the organization and creating committees for specific purposes like scholarship and grants, marketing communications, alumni recognition, website development. So we'll be looking for volunteers for all of those areas. For alumni recognition, our focus is on just procurement of individual recommendations and supporting the committee that handles the wall of distinction. So, and then we will be working on planning alumni events. Lastly, I'm not one to make bold predictions, but I'll tell you, it's my goal as president of the Madison-Grant Alumni Association that we experience significant growth and are able to impact the Madison-Grant United School Corporation and all of its schools in a manner that years from now makes Madison-Grant a school that is the envy of its peers and that people want to send their children to. So in closing, I just have two requests. Permission to utilize the Madison-Grant logo and incorporate it into our branding. And as president, I would like the opportunity to schedule meetings with specific members of the administration and school board. So I can reach out via email to do that, but those are our requests. So if you have any questions for me at this time.
I don't have any questions. I have heard your request this evening. I will follow up with you as previously mentioned, and we'll dig into those requests and find ways that the school system can support our alumni association.
Okay, thank you.
We are excited.
Yes.
For all your hard work.
Huh?
We are excited for all of your hard work.
Well, thank you. Those of us who are involved are excited about the possibilities. So.
We're kind of a quiet board, so I was like, I'm gonna break out the mold a little. I'm gonna say what we're all, I know quietly thinking, but we are excited to have it, absolutely.
Would you be collecting memorabilia from schools that have already closed, like we've got the food and putting?
We would collect whatever memorabilia we can get. So. As of right now, of course, we don't have a building or a place to put anything, or you know, many other things, website, building a website, doing that.
Right now.
We've got an email address. We've got a platform that's online that you can go to become a member. And I'm going to be sending that out. Well, Facebook. How else do you get information out? Seems like tomorrow.
How often are you meeting? Is that curious?
We have met once this year, January. Typically, it would be one annual meeting required. And then meetings as determined as needed by the board of directors. And I can, if anybody wants a copy of the bylaws that we haven't officially adopted them and signed them. We're planning to do that hopefully before our fundraiser dinner we're having on 14th. So, but we've written them up, edited them a number of times, and they're about where we think they can be. Of course, they can always be changed. So. That's where we are.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing you guys are doing.
Yes, thank
It's a
you.
great thing.
It's been something that's been on my heart for a few years. And so we're starting.
Okay, you have approval of minutes, the minutes of the school board meeting, Board of Finance meeting, and executive session held on January 20th, 2026.
Any questions on the minutes? Need a motion for approval, please. First by Mr. Hannah, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor? Motion passes.
Next item you have in front of you is approval of vouchers. Our EFTs in the amount of $1,197,577.24. Checks number 10-160 through 10-215 in the amount of $76,535.27. Payroll on January 30th in the amount of $276,062.69 for a grand total of $1,550,175.20.
Any questions? Need a motion for the approval of vouchers, please. First by Dr. Sneed, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor? Motion passes.
Approval of personnel as shown in your packet this evening.
Any questions? Okay, need a motion for the approval of personnel, please. First by Mr. Stanley, second by Mrs. Longacre. All those in favor? Motion passes.
Approval of donations. We have 2 donations this evening. Union Chapel Community Church in the amount of $50 to be donated towards the Madison-Grant Junior Senior High School FCA. And then the Keystone Charitable Foundation in the amount of $100 to be donated to the Madison-Grant Junior Senior High School FFA.
All right, need a motion for the approval of donations, please. First by Mrs. Martin, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor? Motion passes.
We have no fundraisers this evening. 2 action items before you this evening, and they both pertain to 2026 graduation dates. Our Virtual Prep Academy of Indiana at Madison-Grant, along with our Beacon Online Academy, have requested a graduation date of Saturday, May 30th at 1:00 p.m. And our Madison-Grant Junior Senior High School has requested a graduation date of Sunday, June 7th at 4:00 p.m.
Couldn't get them back-to-back dates, huh?
No.
Okay. All right, need a motion for the approval of graduation dates, please. First by Mr. Stanley, second by Mrs. Longacre. All those in favor? Motion passes.
Okay, miscellaneous superintendent's updates. After receiving your guys' feedback in the last meeting, I will let you know that I have reached out to our architect in regards to the long-term facility study. I've asked them to provide us the cost to have the structural engineer analysis that they had identified, and then also to prepare a cost analysis of needed improvements at Summitville Elementary, much like what we received for Park and the junior senior high. So that request has been sent back to our architect in response to the preliminary long-term facility study draft that we received in our last meeting. Sitting in front of you tonight, you do have the 2 addendums for the contract with Excel Online. Those are strictly for your review. I had planned on bringing those back to you guys in our next meeting in February, but I believe that is not going to happen in March in order to coordinate with some of our representatives from Excel Online. So, but I wanted to get those in front of you now so that you had a chance to review those 2 addendums. That again, I will highlight changes the percentage retained from 4 1/4 to 4 3/4. So strictly for your review. No, nothing needed at this time. And finally, weather. Last week was a challenge. I think out 4 consecutive days between the Friday before and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Where we are now is we're at a spot where we have filled all of our makeup scheduled days that we had built into the school calendar. And we have used all 3 of our asynchronous e-learning days. So the message that I sent to our staff was that on our next day of cancellation, it would become a synchronous e-learning day, which means that our students would have set times that they get on with their teachers. So there are live lessons delivered through Google Meet. The state, with this last set of storms that impacted the state so widely, the state has now provided an additional waiver opportunity to apply for additional asynchronous e-learning days. That is one of the points of discussion that I will have tomorrow after school and district discussions. And I will discuss that with our Teachers Association. But as it stands today, what has been communicated with our staff and our students is that the next day of school cancellation at this point in time is a synchronous e-learning day where there's live instruction through Google Meet. But one thing I did want to share this evening, because of the challenge of being out 4 consecutive days and 3 of those being asynchronous e-learning days, just a couple victories that were shared with me. But first, I received this email from one of our teachers at Park Elementary. Thank you for the update. I'm so impressed with how well the students have done. I was able to message parents of students who hadn't done anything and got 6 more students to complete work. Compared to my school in blank, we are light years ahead. And then this incorporates multiple. So this incorporates instructional aides, classroom, gen ed classroom teacher, and special education teacher. But I received this email as well. I wanted to take a moment to share how valuable the support of our aides was during our recent e-learning days. While we were not required to host official Google Meets, I had strong student participation. 13 students joined me yesterday and again today. To support students throughout the day, I offered multiple opportunities to connect: a morning start your day meeting, an afternoon closing out the day meeting, which even included a parent, and 3 additional small group meeting times during the morning. These sessions allowed groups of 6 or 7 students to join at a time. One of my classroom aides joined me for all of these meetings and assisted with students for over 2.5 hours today. Her support was invaluable. With her help, we were able to use breakout rooms effectively and place students into small groups of 2 to 3, which made a significant difference, especially for students who needed additional guidance. Another teacher also joined a breakout room to work directly with the SPED students in my class, which further strengthened the support we were able to provide. Overall, this experience was excellent practice for future synchronous learning days, which I'm confident we will be utilizing more moving forward. I also want to specifically acknowledge how meaningful the aides assistance was. Her presence made managing multiple students and meeting individual needs much more effective and manageable. I simply added her to my Google Classroom so she could join the meets. The impact her support had on student learning was significant, and it was truly appreciated by both myself and the students. So just a couple neat stories out of 3 rough days of having students at home and completing e-learning. So I just wanted to share that here this evening. Not going for you? Oh, go back one. So public expressions. The public is always invited to speak before the board. Please stand when recognized by the president and state your first and last name. Comments should be addressed to the board and be limited to corporation issues only. No complaints or accusations regarding personnel can be allowed during this public discussion time. A time limit of 3 minutes will be given. If more than 1 person is represented for a group, only 1 spokesperson will be heard. Having no takers, we can move on to board expressions.
Thanks for the victory part. That was great to hear. And thank you, Mr. Vaness, for grabbing this bull by the horns for lifetime community members. That means a lot. We thank you.
I want to thank our custodial staff taking care of the snow, the big task. They did an excellent job.
Dealing with snow is one thing, dealing with snow and the temperatures that we had is a whole nother layer. So they did a great job of getting sidewalks cleared and entrances cleared and lots cleared. So worked some weird hours, but again, came through really well, like they always do. Upcoming events. So our next regularly scheduled board meeting is February 17th at 7:00 p.m. here in this room. But we will begin that evening at 5:30 p.m. for our Park Elementary School building tour. And then on March 17th, only 1 meeting in March, we'll meet back in this room again at 7 p.m. for our regular meeting, and we will have a Summitville Elementary School building tour that evening at 5:30 p.m.
Need a motion for adjournment, please? First by Mrs. Longacre, second by Mr. Stanley. All those in favor? This meeting is adjourned.
I will bring around signature pages.